Hi everyone, welcome to Think Smart Home. This is another video on how to set up Synology DSM on your PC. In this video, we will install DSM using arc loader on a virtual machine hosted by Proxmox. So I'm assuming you have already installed Proxmox on your PC. If you haven't done that already, please watch my previous video. Link in the description. A disclaimer before we start. I don't recommend using this installation of DSM for your production or business use, since this is not on a genuine Synology hardware, so you will not get any support from Synology in case something goes wrong. Alright, let's jump to the tutorial. So for this tutorial, I'll be creating a new virtual machine. Then I'll boot that machine using arc loader, and then I'll assign a couple of drives from my Proxmox to be used for Synology NAS and RAID 1 configurations. DSM will be managing these two drives and their RAID from that point onwards. We will be using some shell commands to set up our VM to make this all work properly. If you are not comfortable with command line, don't worry. I'll explain everything in detail and will leave the commands in the description below so that you can easily copy and paste them. Alright, so the first step is to download the latest release of arc loader from their GitHub page. I'll leave the link to their GitHub page down in the description below. Download the image file under the latest release. I have already done that, so I'll skip this step. Once the download is complete, go to your Proxmox installation and upload this under ISO images on any of your local storage, which of course you are not planning to use for Synology DSM. I have uploaded it in my local storage under ISO images. Now we'll create a new VM. Click on Create VM. Under General tab, select your Proxmox node which you want VM to run on. Enter a VM ID. You can enter any number as long as it's not being used by any other VM on the node. I'll enter 199. For name, you can call it whatever you want. I'll call it DSM. Click Next. Under OS, select Do Not Choose Any Media because we will be setting up our VM to boot from loader. Click Next. Under System, keep everything as default. Click Next. Under Disk, delete the SCSI device as we will be assigning drives to the virtual machine. Click Next. Under CPU, I'll give it 6 cores. You can pick as per your host machine. Click Next. Under Memory, I'll set 8 GB. You can set as per your host machine, but it's recommended to have at least 4 GB. Click Next. Under Network, you can assign it as static IP, but I'll keep everything as default, so IP assignment will be through DHCP. Click Next. Verify your setting and then click Finish. Give it a moment so the VM appears under our Proxmox node. So we need to use the shell command line interface to import the arc bootloader image into our VM. To see the path of the storage where we uploaded our bootloader, go to Data Center, Storage. Here, since we uploaded our bootloader on our local storage, so note down the path for that storage. Go back to shell again. So if we go cd var lib vz, then I'll enter ls to list all the contents. Then cd template, ls again, then cd iso, and then ls again, and now we can see our arc.img file. So now type in the command qm disk import, then the VM ID, which in my case is 199, and then the image file arc.img, and then the local storage where we want the VM file to reside. In my case, it's local. Again, I'll leave all the commands in the description below. Once that's done, go to your VM and under hardware verify a new unused disk is attached to your VM. Select the disk and click Edit. Under Bus, select SATA, and for Cache, select Write Back. Click Add. We can see SATA 0 interface is added to our VM, which essentially is a boot drive for our VM. You will not see this drive in the DSM. Now we need to attach other two drives with the VM, which will be used by our Synology NAS for the data storage. You might want to add more drives in your case. The steps will be same as I'm going to show you here. So if I go to disks under my node, these are two disks which I will be adding to the VM, SDB and SDC. Alright, open shell again and type the command ls-l then dev disk by -id. You should see all the drives from your system here. I'll use two disks, SDB and SDC, and by using their IDs we will attach them with the VM. So again, type qmset, then the VM ID again, then dash SATA1 since we have already used SATA 0 for boot drive, then dev disk by ID. Then copy the ID for disk SDB and paste it at the end. Alright, disk 1 is attached to the VM. I'll repeat the same step for second disk. The only bit in the command which will be changed is the SATA interface number and the ID. For second disk, I'll use SATA 2. I have only two drives for this tutorial, so if you have more, you'll have to follow the same steps to attach all of them to the VM. Once you're done, go back to your VM and under hardware, you should see all your disks. In my case, I have only two, which we can see on SATA 1 and SATA 2 interface. Next, we need to make sure our VM boots from SATA 0 because that's the drive which holds our bootloader. So go to Options, Boot Order, and make sure SATA 0 is checked. Uncheck all others and move SATA 0 on top. Go to Console and boot up your VM. If everything goes well, loader will boot up into config and you should see ARC loader config menu. The steps from here onwards are more or less same as in my other tutorials. The only additional item I noticed I had to do in Proxmox case was key map settings. For some reasons, key map settings were stopping my VM from booting into DSM. So I have to manually select these by selecting option 8, show loader options. Then choose the key map for the loader and select QWERTY, and then scroll all the way down to select US. You might not have to do this in your case, but this was an issue which I faced, so I'm just sharing the solution here just in case if you encounter the same. That's it. Now you can start the loader build process as normal. Will not use ARC patch. I have created a video on how to use it. If you want to watch it, I'll leave the link in the description. Select first option to choose the model. I'll select DS720 Plus. You can select any model you want which suits your need. Next, choose the DSM version. I'll select 7.2. Next, select the build. I'll pick up the latest one. Select the option 1 if you want to use a random Mac. Then you can select the loader add-ons. I'll stick to basic add-ons. If you want to know more about these add-ons, I'll leave the wiki help page down in the description below. Click OK. Confirm the add-on you have selected and click OK again. Acknowledge the warning regarding the CPU frequency if you see this. Once you are happy with the selections, select option 1. If you want to go back and make changes, then select option 2. I'll select option 1. A config summary will be displayed. Once you hit OK, the build process will start and it will fetch the DSM path file from Synology website. Give it some time until you see a confirmation build done, boot now. Then hit enter. This will reboot the VM. If you don't see it rebooting, you can manually reboot it by entering reboot command. Leave the loader alone for some time until it fully boots up and you see this message on the screen. This interface will not be operational. Wait for a few minutes and use the IP address and the port number displayed on the loader screen to access DSM web interface. You should see a welcome message to set up DS720 Plus. Select install, then select option to automatically install and download DSM. Acknowledge the warning that all the data on both drives will be deleted. Enter the DSM model number to confirm. Once you do that, it will start to download and install the latest DSM from Synology servers. This might take some time. While this is happening, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Also, hit the bell icon to get notified every time I release a new video about smart home automation and network security. Alright, the installation is now complete and the system is rebooting. Give it some time to boot up and then we will start the setup process. The boot up is complete. Click on Start. Since this is the first time we are logging into our NAS, so we have to create an admin account. So I'll quickly do that. Click Next. For update settings, select the third option, not to accidentally update the DSM version which might not be supported by the loader. Click Next. Skip the sign-no sources as we are not using ARC patch. And then submit. Alright, now you are on your NAS home page and here you can start setting it up. The last thing which I want to show you before wrapping up this video is creating a storage pool using the 2 disks which we added to our VM. You can do so by clicking on Create New. On first page, select the RAID type. I'll select SHR, which is the Synology Hybrid RAID. Click Next. Select both drives. Click Next again. You can perform the drive check if you want. I'll skip it for now. Click Next. For the volume capacity, I'll select Max. Click Next. For the file system, I'll go with the recommended option BTRFS because it's very powerful and supports additional features like snapshots, for example. Click Next. I'll not encrypt the drives. Click Next. And finally, click Apply. Acknowledge the warning that all data will be deleted from the drives. It might take some time and then you should see your storage volume is ready on the screen. So now your new NAS is ready. You can go to Package Center and start installing packages and setting up your NAS. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video.